Hello, this is John.
Hey, is this the heating man?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking to put a addition on. I'm looking for some pricing.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me what you got going on.
Well, we're gonna be building a place here, right outside the town.
Okay.
And we're looking to get some heat and air put
Right.
into place.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, not a problem. Okay. Yeah. Tell me a little bit more about the project.
It's an existing house here, and what we're gonna be doing, the homeowner wants me to be putting this addition on the back. Yeah, we're gonna need the heat and air. There's 5 windows. Yep.
Okay. About how big is the addition going to be?
It's gonna be a 30 by 30. Okay.
Now, are you working with an architect or
No, I don't got got
Okay.
none of the architectures.
no? All right.
No.
Do you happen to have a set of blueprints that you could email over,
No, but I do got a set of blueprints here.
or a set of drawings, or so whoever drew these plans up for you, did they do some sort of a load calculation on the building?
Well, yeah, there's gonna be a
Oh.
laundry in it too. Yeah, it's gonna be real nice. Yep, and a bathroom, full bath with the bathtub. Yep.
Oh, nice.
I know.
Okay.
And yep, we're gonna have 5 windows. Like I said, we're gonna be putting the good siding on it. The good, the vinyl, the white siding.
Oh, vinyl siding.
Oh
right.
yeah.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
yeah,
And-
so
and-
what we want to do is we want to get the heat and air put in there, and I'm just going to need a ballpark price so I can get them a price so I can figure out what they're going to do for the job.
Well, I mean, I normally don't give out, like just like a ballpark price or anything. But so normally what I'll do is, we'll stop out, we'll schedule time to stop out to the job site. We'll take a look at everything. At that point in time, it'd be nice to have a set of prints we could take a look at, and usually we'll discuss this with the homeowner as well as with yourself, and we'll figure out how we want to proceed with this.
So what we were thinking was maybe what we ought to do is I got a hole I can get right there in the foundation,
Okay, so you've got
and
a hole,
we can
right.
just tie right into the ductwork that's there.
Okay.
It's like the metal ductwork. And we're going to tie right into that and just bring that into the new addition.
Oh, okay? You want to just go right into the ductwork?
Yep.
Well, is the current equipment
Well,
size to
we
do
thought
that?
about that. Well,
Do you know how big
the stuff in this house, it's big.
I mean, ideally, I think it'd be best if you put a separate system in for that area. Maybe even just a ductless system or something like that would work out well.
It's just the price, and that the lumber's $7 now.
No, I understand that. Absolutely. Right.
It went up
Yeah, everything's going
100%,
up.
maybe 300%. Yeah, it's pretty expensive. So what we was thinking is if we just tie into the old equipment there.
So is the new equipment,
yeah.
or I'm sorry, is the
Well,
existing equipment that's there, is it sized to handle the load of this addition that you're
Stuff
putting
in this
on?
house,
I mean,
it's big. It is big equipment. And there's plenty of heating and there's plenty of air conditioning. The airflow is good. We got plenty of air to move it right on out in there.
How long ago was this stuff put in?
It's only probably about, I'd say, 10 to 15
How old
years
do you think
old.
it is?
Well, no, I think
10 to 15?
maybe 18, 19 years
Oh,
old
19.
now.
Okay.
But it's still good equipment, and it's just chugging along. We'll just tie right in and bring it in. And then we'll just, and then just bring it right in.
Do you know what kind it is?
Well, I think it's the oil furnace.
oil furnace?
No, it's the natural gas furnace.
Natural gas furnace.
And it's a good air conditioner. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. 5 windows, 1 door, 30 by 30. I got the prints.
Okay.
I send them to you. We can figure it out. We'll get a ballpark price, and then we'll be good to go.
And the ductwork, are they going to be looking to put all new ductwork in the whole
Yeah,
house?
this is easy job. Very easy job. Get you done in one afternoon. You'll have it all done. Get you in, get you out, get you money.
Now, about do you know the size of it? You know how big the heating and air conditioning system
And then we'll
is in the
send it
house
to
now?
you.
Could you get me model
I mean,
numbers or
you don't
anything
even
like
really need to
that?
look at it though. I'm just
Okay.
telling you. 30 by 30, 5 windows, big room, a bathroom, nice bathroom, and then a laundry. Easy. Couple supplies, tie it in, done.
So, I mean, I think it'd be probably best if I just came out to the building and we actually did like a load calculation and figured out, you know, what size of equipment you need for the addition, if the existing equipment can even handle the load. To be honest, I'd say it's probably likely that it was sized to do the original house and with no intention of adding on.
Do you,
Okay.
do
Yeah.
you got a ballpark price for me?
Scheduling. When would you like me to
You
stop
see
out?
about the scheduling? Yeah. See, I'm not there all that often, and neither is the homeowner. So I was just thinking maybe if we could get a ballpark price together and make sure we're all on the same page, and then we go from there.
Is the place occupied?
Um.
Do you have an address? Could you give me an address?
Yeah, we're just right outside of town. 6 miles up there on the left. Yeah, you know where
Yeah,
I'm at.
okay.
Right there on the left, the big house.
Yeah, I think I know where you're at, but I really.
You thinking? What are you thinking? Couple $100, $1,000?
I could do a design for you for a couple $100. I think it might be best. You know what? Now that I think I'm looking at the schedule here, we're man, we're
Okay.
booked out for a couple
Okay.
months.
Yep, I got you. Yep.
I don't know if we're going to be able to get to it. I have a few other contractors in the area you might be able to reach out to and see if they could assist you more with this.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. Best of luck, and if I could help you in the future, just don't call. I mean, yeah, sure, you can call me later. Okay. Yep. All right, man. Okay, so believe it or not, that is a phone call that I get more often than you would think. Contractor, homeowner, whoever, they're working on a house, putting an addition on, finishing a basement, bonus room above garage, whatever it is, they call up and they want heating and air conditioning put in this place. Well, what's the easiest thing to do? We can obviously just tap right into the existing ductwork. Why not? So, I'm going over this. I hate to, but I'm going over this because I just had this conversation with an actual contractor here locally regarding a project very similar to what we just heard. So if we look at the screen here, I'm going to go over all of the information that I was given on the phone call between myself and this contractor. This is all that I know. So, we've got a house. The house is somewhere around 3,000 square feet, a little bit more than 3,000 square feet. We're not exactly sure, but somewhere around 3,000 square feet. I would have to assume that the construction of the house is probably pretty average with double pane windows, vinyl siding, shingled roof. This is pretty common of what we see in this area. Where I'm at here, believe it or not, I bet you about half of the houses that I'm working in have a heat pump in them. The contractor does not know how big the actual heating and air conditioning is in this house, so I'm just going to guess. Okay, we got a 3,000 square foot house. Let's stick a 3 or 4 ton air conditioner in there, coupled up to a 3 or 4 ton air handler, whether that be a furnace, whatever. We're going to be moving 3 tons of air or 4 tons of air through this building. So I just kind of threw this in the computer really quick, and let's just kind of take a look at what we've got here. So we've got our house, and on the back side of this house, we have some sort of an addition. Now, with the addition, the contractor asked me, I've got a 30 by 30 addition that's going on the back of this house. I need ductwork put in it, and I want to tie it off the existing system. Great. Well, tell me some more about the addition, okay? Is it on a slab, crawl space, or a full basement? Because we've got them all here. He did tell me that it was in a crawl space, and that he is able to get a hole in the foundation to tie into the existing ductwork right on the other side. That's what I built this model off of. However, he does not know how deep the crawl space is ultimately going to end up being, okay? Is this going to be 18 inches? Is this going to be a minimum crawl space, 18 inches? Or is it going to be, I've had some crawl spaces that are 5 feet deep, okay? That I need to know. The insulation in the floor, okay, separating the conditioned area from that crawl space. What are we doing there? Okay, are you going to be running 2 beams across this thing, 2x8s or 2x10s, or are you going to be doing like a LVL or some sort of laminate beam to where you're getting a nice depth to that floor, and are you packing that full of insulation? Again, we don't know. Furthermore, with the crawl space, on the outside here, will our finished grade, okay, will the finished grade of this crawl space, will it come straight up to that siding, okay? Or will there be some sort of exposure? Will our crawl space have 2, 3, 4 feet of exposure that I have to account for, okay? So that's something that, again, we don't know. And without blueprints, without talking to the homeowner, without talking to the builder, we don't know. So that's, again, another missing piece of information. Here's another big one. When we look inside the crawl space itself, okay, are we going to have just gravel on the floor? Are we going to have some sort of, vapor barrier in there, which I would hope? Are we going to have 2 inches of blue board and 4 inches of concrete poured on top of it? Again, something else that we need to know. That plays a huge role in the overall heat loss in this building. That's just in the crawl space itself, okay? So we go outside of the crawl space. Well, no, I almost forgot. Are we going to have blue board insulation on the perimeter of that, foundation wall, okay? A lot of places you'll have 2 inches of either rigid blue board, or I don't necessarily see this in crawl spaces, but in conditioned basements where they'll put it's like a radiant barrier fiberglass mat across the entire perimeter of the foundation, and they work tremendously. But again, we don't know. We're not told. We have no idea. So moving on, the windows. This is a big one, huge one. The guy has no idea what kind of windows are going in this place. Doesn't even tell me the size, other than I got 5 of them, 5 windows. So I do know that since this is not a bedroom, okay, do we have to have egress windows? No. So they could potentially be relatively small windows, okay? You could get away with a something that's 14 inches by 14 or 15, 16 inches tall. A very, very small window in a laundry or a bathroom or even a living room. If this was a bedroom, if he called me up and said, hey, I got a big bedroom in here, there's going to be 5 windows in this bedroom, I would know that because it is a bedroom, that all 5 of those windows would be egress windows, and I could then base my heat and cooling loads off of a much, much larger window. And it would give me some sort of a step in the right direction, again, without really even knowing. So, we don't know, okay? Are these double pane window, triple pane window, do they have any glazing on them? He doesn't know, I don't know, so we can't make any sort of load calculation based on just 5 windows. So, furthermore, with the windows themselves, what for overhang do they have over them? So you can take a look at this one here. We've got a nice, big, heavy overhang. Let's see, that one, it's a 2-foot overhang, okay? 2 feet of overhang on that window versus this one over here, which is only 1 foot of overhang. Big, plays a huge role in the amount of sun hitting that window and the overall effect on our heat gain. So, we don't know. We're not told anything about the roof. Nothing at all. We don't know if this is a vaulted ceiling, a a flat roof. We don't know nothing. Nothing at all about it. Furthermore, if there is some sort of an attic in here, again, insulation, what do we got? Do we know anything? Vented? Nothing. So, I mean, your guess is as good as mine, and apparently my guess is as good as the contractor's at this point. It's a shame that this was a real conversation, but again, this is what we've got. So, windows, overhangs, don't know, can't really tell you anything. Now, he did say that he was going to be putting some premium vinyl siding on this. Is the entire building or the entire addition, is it all going to be vinyl? Or, a lot of times you'll have like 3 feet on the bottom, brick veneer, stone veneer, something like that to kind of offset it. Anything like that? Are you going to have anything on there, like that in terms of siding? I will just guess that based on average construction in the area, they're probably doing 2x6 walls. So you're probably getting maybe like an R19 or so in the wall. Your overall wall assembly might be like an R17-ish. Who knows? But again, we don't know. To have no clue. So, long story short, when we're looking at an addition like this, 30 by 30, what do you think the load would be? Put it in the comments below. What do you think, just guessing? Somebody calls you up, hey, I got a 30-30 addition. What's the load? Well, in my area here, Pennsylvania, it's going to be drastically different than my friends in Texas or in New York, okay? Also, without knowing the overall, how this thing is constructed, have no clue at all. It is very possible that we could take an addition like this, a 30 by 30 addition, and we could supply it with one 7 or 8 inch supply and one 7 or 8 inch return, and it will maintain. That is very, very possible, and I'm not even kidding. It all depends on the construction of it. If we had built this thing tight, 2 inches of polyiso, spray foam, and really sealed it very well, you could probably get away with a very minimal amount of air to keep this thing satisfied. Again, on that flip side of that coin, it's very possible that a 30 by 30 addition with average building construction or poor to average building construction, you could require up to 2 tons of air in a 30 by 30 addition, and that's just the reality of it. We don't know, and that's really something you've got to have in the fine print whenever you're looking at a building like this. Yes, according to these blueprints and according to my site visit and according to my load calculations, this is what we need to keep this building here comfortable. However, if anything falls outside of this in during construction, then you see it from time to time where you'll have a plumber come in and they will just hack a hole in the side of the wall for a hose bib, or a electrician will come through and they will put a receptacle on an exterior wall, no air sealing at all, nothing. And do you know how much heat is lost through that gaping hole you've got there? Tremendous. So that's that. If we're looking at a 4-ton air handler or a 4-ton system, and it is sized to do the main house here, and then we try to add on to this, even if even if we built this with the tightest of construction, we put polyiso and sealed and did everything to the book, that 400 CFM that we are now pulling from the main system is obviously going to affect everything. Okay, that is a very basic principle, and you know, and if we look at the blower itself, well, what's going to happen to the blower? It's possible that you'll see your amperage draws increase. Maybe not a whole lot with 400 CFM, but it's possible. Okay, you get more return to that blower. It's able to push more air. You've got more of that restriction and load on that blower wheel. It's going to cause the amperage to go up. If you've got an ECM motor, okay, now we do know that this one, it's extremely unlikely that it is an ECM blower because, well, it's, you know, our guy told me it was 19 years old. So the PSC motor, you're going to have an amperage spike of some gradient. ECM, when you do that to it, you're going to see an amperage draw drastic because now your ECM motor is going to say, hey, you know, we want to, you know, really start pushing some air here, and it'll ramp itself up tremendously. Long story short, what would I do? Well, you heard me. I would come in here, get an accurate load calculation off a good set of blueprints or a good site visit after the thing was constructed, and then put a separate system in here. You could very well get away with doing a ductless unit in an addition like this with good construction and just be fine. Okay, that would be more than enough to keep us satisfied. A nice good ductless unit on one of these walls here, and it would be just perfect. So yeah, that's that. I'm still, I am, you know, we are going to be looking at a few actual examples moving forward, and but you know, this was just a conversation I had a few days ago with an actual contractor here in the area, and yeah, I just thought I'd share it with you because I get this from time to time. I'll have a homeowner call up wanting to save a couple bucks, and they want to just tie into their ductwork. And that's fine, do it, but don't call me to do it. And also, I got something cool coming up on the next video, so stay tuned. I'm going to be giving something away, actually a couple things away. So let me know in the comments what you think about this, and if you have experienced something like this from either a homeowner or a contractor in the past. I love hearing your stories. Take care.
Do you know what that might cost? Just off the top of your head. I ain't gonna hold you to it. And do you think you can do plumb electric too?